Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to give you a quick demo using code and I'm going to show you how to create variables with different data types. Let's get started. In C++, to create a variable you need two things. You need the data type and you need the variable name. If your data is integer, you should create an integer data type to hold your data. Let's assume that we have integer data. So I'm going to create an int variable. So by doing this one, now I have an x, and x is a variable that can hold an integer data. Now I can assign an integer data to my variable. Imagine that we have different data, and that data was decimal data, okay? We're not going to use the int variable to hold that data. We can use another variable with different data type. That data type is float. And float is the data type that can hold decimal number. So now I can assign a decimal number to my variable. You can do it this way, or you can do it directly like this. Both of them are correct. Okay, let's assume that we want to define another integer variable. Okay, z for example. I can do it this way. And z. By doing this, I define another integer variable. You can do it this way, or you can do it like this. Comma and z, and you get rid of this one. Both of these techniques are correct. So in this step, I declare two variables, or I create two variables, x and z. Both of them are int. Okay, let's now print these variables. Let's run our code and see the result. As we expected, x is 10 and y is 3.61. Okay, imagine that someone creates a variable which is x and int, and then instead of assigning an integer, he or she assigned a decimal number, like this one. What's gonna happen? Since x is an integer variable and this value is decimal, what's gonna happen? X is gonna hold 3 and is gonna truncate this decimal part. Okay, let's just print it and see the result now. Let's run. You see, x, even though we assign 3.61, but the result is 3. And that makes sense. Why? Because x is an integer and we assign a decimal. So x has the ability only to hold integer value. So truncate this one, which is the decimal part, and keep what? Keep the 3. So the main message here, if you want to create a variable in C++, you need two things, the data type and the variable name, and you can declare multiple variables in the same line by doing it this way. Also, you can create a variable and at the same time you can assign a value to it directly. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you back in another video. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please subscribe and drop a like.